Yeah, so we have a visitor today.
He's a what do they call him? A guest host?
Yeah, we have our guest host, Caleb. Yes, he is our guest host, unfortunately. But you know, this is what it takes sometimes to do what you want to do.
Yeah, you gotta if you're a mom, you gotta juggle it.
Yes.
Juggle it.
Have to juggle it all, which is precisely why I'm going in the next couple of weeks to make sure that number 3 don't come along.
Oh, you shutting it down.
To obligation.
Shutting the factory down.
It's been one.
Snip, snip.
Wow. It has been
What's the
one.
procedure exactly?
Well, I'm going to do the laparoscopic procedure. So they go in through my belly button and make another incision at like the lower abdomen area. And using tubing and a camera, she goes in and snips and cuts and ties.
That sounds like a whole lot. Then you have to go through all that to have them. You got to go through all that not to have them.
And then after, what's the recovery time and all that?
The recovery time is 2 hours in the hospital.
That's it?
It's an inpatient. It's an outpatient procedure. Yeah, I get there 2 hours before they do it, and I have to stay 2 hours after it's over, and then I come home. I'm sure I'll be a little sore, a little achiness. You know, anesthesia will be the worst part because a lot of times you feel very, messed up and groggy and all that after anesthesia.
Really? That's not what I experienced.
What do you feel after anesthesia?
I'm like in La La Land. I'm like,
girl, that's a drug. That's not the anesthesia. That's that morphine in your system. I get in.
So then that'll be that.
So what's the procedure if a man were to get hooked up? Because that sounds like a whole lot.
Well, I hear that vasectomies are a lot easier. They are same day, and basically all they do is go in and
Go in where?
to the doctor's office. They don't
I
have to
thought you were
go
saying go in.
No.
Go in.
they go to the doctor's office,
Okay.
and they just kind of snip. They do something.
So do they have to cut them and go in with a tube?
No.
And anesthesia and all that?
No, I don't even think they have to have anesthesia.
So what do you mean?
Exactly.
For the man
neuter.
to
Yeah, so why don't you let your husband do it?
Well, he says he's willing, but I want this done, and he hasn't went yet. So
Can you schedule his
Is he
appointment for him? I'm just saying, move it along.
Is he scared?
He's talked with doctors, and I am okay with doing it. Really, I am.
You are.
I totally am. I
If
mean,
you're okay.
I wish he would.
Well, she's
I am okay
No,
with it.
because she's 35 years old, and then
Thank
to
you.
make a decision like that,
35, we ain't no spring chickens at
No,
35.
I mean, but you don't know. She may want to have a child later on, or in 2 years.
Okay,
I think Hope
whatever.
knows what she wants to do.
Let me tell you something. Only
I
way I'm gonna have
know.
more kids is if we get millions.
Well, then there's
See?
still an if then, Hope.
Exactly.
But
Okay.
but once I got millions, even if I got tubes tied, we can still figure
But
something
why would you
out.
want to go put your body through that?
Because with the men, when they get it done, it's supposed to be reversible, right?
Yes.
So then if you have it, if this happens, then I'll
because
have
of
more.
money, but she
Right.
said it's because of money, not
Right.
because
So if you
I'm tired of kids or I don't
Well,
ever want
I mean,
kids.
But you can reverse it too, right?
Yeah,
For
but
women.
why?
Well, they
Like,
can, you
I
can,
think it's
but I
more
heard
difficult.
It's extremely difficult.
Yeah,
It's extremely
I heard it's easier for the guy to do that.
Don't do that.
Wow.
No. It's just because my girlfriend,
Mhm.
she just got married recently. 2 or 3 years ago, to a guy. He's 10 years younger than she is, and he has no children. She has two children. They're probably preteens now, but now she's like trying to reverse it, and she's like in her 40s now for her young man.
Well,
But I think that's a different
That's a different,
situation.
yeah, and not to,
Why
but
is it
also,
different? I
I
mean,
don't-
she wants to have a baby for him.
well, but that's different.
She's-
I'm not trying to have any more kids, and I think
You said if you had
yeah, even though millions though, I don't know if I want to be 42 with a 1-year-old.
Mhm.
I mean,
I'm like,
I'm saying, I just don't think I could
Nothing
do it for
wrong with
myself.
Not to say
It's
it's
just not for you.
It's not for
There's
me.
nothing wrong with it. I'm not 42, but I'm just saying.
No,
It's not
for
40.
me.
You know,
Yeah.
I can't. Because even now dealing with the 2.5 and
Yeah.
the 11-month-old, it's
Well,
definitely.
my other thing is instead of putting yourself through all of that, why don't you just get on some really good birth control?
But even with the birth controls at our age, isn't that still like gonna mess up your system if you do want to have children
It does.
down the line?
Yeah.
Well, there's
It does.
ring and what all those other ones?
But don't they all have a possibility of having certain effects on when you do want to get pregnant? I've never
That's what
done
I
birth
thought.
control,
I've
so
heard that.
that's why I'm
I
fertile
haven't heard that. I
myrtle.
just
Okay.
think
Yeah, I've heard that. You know, I have friends who are older who's been trying to get pregnant for a long time, and
because they've taken some birth
Birth
control.
control.
they had always been on like birth control. One friend in particular, she'd been on birth control for years.
Oh.
And now she wants to get pregnant.
Pills
Her and her husband
or
never
does it
were
any
able
kind
to
of birth
conceive.
control or
Mm.
But now they're not together.
I mean, I've heard that. I've heard that people who have spent, women who have spent a significant amount of time on birth control do have trouble
Yeah.
conceiving. I mean, I know another girlfriend that happened to, and then you know the famous show with the people with all the kids.
Right.
That's their testimony that, you know, she believed birth control is what caused her to miscarry their first child.
First child.
You know, so they stopped all forms of birth control.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it happens, but for me, birth control, tubal ligation, I'm good. Just because I can't handle any more kids right now. And I don't even really, truly think I want any more. I'm good with the two. God forbid if something happened to them, but I'm still good.
Yeah.
okay, so there's no possibility of early menopause and all that once you
No,
I haven't
no.
heard anything
No.
about that.
I mean, basically, the procedure stops the sperm from getting to the egg. That's all.
okay.
Everything else still exists normally.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else.
Okay.
Okay.
So you still get your period and all
Yep.
of that stuff. Okay.
Yep, it's all still normal.
I actually thought about doing it, but I have some issues with my kidneys and other stuff, so I felt that that type of procedure probably would not be best for me.
Right.
So I'm at the point where you're at right now. I'm good on kids.
Well,
I
so
have-
what do you do?
Right. Are you gonna be able to get the hubby to go for the vasectomy?
We have talked about it. It has not happened yet, but we need to think of a backup plan because
Right.
we're good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's in his 40s. I'm about to be 40. I love my children to death, but I think I'm good. I got my boy, got my girl. They are true blessings. But I don't feel, you know, at one point I was like, well, if we win $1 million and I got a nanny, just like you said, I want more kids. But I'm good. This is what God has blessed me with. If He blesses me with more because I haven't done anything, then that's what it is.
Right.
But for right now, I'm cool.
So
Yeah.
what is you just don't use anything right now?
Fertile Myrtle can be popping out babies in a second. we on a wing and a prayer right about now.
You will be pregnant at least.
So if you no, oh no.
So I mean, now Shelly, I know you probably are like, I can't believe she gonna have a tubal ligation.
No, I'm just saying if the husband is willing, just push him along and get him, let him do it.
Is that because
It's easier.
Oh, because it's easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't think that women should do anything unnecessary to their bodies
Okay.
because I mean, I've just been through so much, just physically and just under the knife of a doctor too many times that I just think it's unnecessary. That's the same thing. I mean, we're not talking about all the other stuff, but same thing with augmentations and people getting.
You got big boobs?
No, they're natural.
Oh, okay.
They're
Mine
all
too.
breast. They're